Hi, I'm Tiffany Oshinsky, and this is Serving Pancakes with League One Volleyball. The inaugural Love season is finally here. Each episode will be going over the matches from the week to keep you up to date on everything League One Volleyball. Then stick around after the analysis for interviews with some amazing people in and around the sport. Today's episode features Love Salt Lake Sophie Fischer and Skylar Fields. But let's first recap what all went down in Week 10. Love Madison continued their hot streak, winning their fourth match in a row over Love Omaha in 4 sets, 25-16, 25-17, 26-28, 25-16. Not only is Madison hitting their stride, they are hitting spectacularly. In Thursday night's match, they hit a League One volleyball high 450 with 58 kills and only 9 errors in 109 attacks. And no surprise here, lefty Annie Drews Schumacher and outside Sarah Franklin led the team with 19 and 18 kills, respectively.
To Sarah Franklin, does she go down the line? She does!
Of course, those numbers don't appear just out of nowhere. Setter Lauren Carlini, who earned Player of the Match honors, has been placing the ball all over the court for her hitters, accumulating 50 assists plus a kill of her own. She also had an ace, 2 blocks, and 9 digs. After the match, she talked about the offensive weapons on the team that have made them so successful.
Just so many facets of the game that we've been getting better at week by week, and it's clear here in how we play. We just have so many weapons. I feel like it's pretty hard to make a game plan against us.
Well, it's pretty hard to beat you. You're dishing that ball around to everyone, so congrats.
This win, plus the outcome of the rest of the weekend, propelled Madison to 3rd in the standings. Madison will be back on the court Thursday night versus Love Salt Lake. Meanwhile, Omaha has now lost 7 straight, falling to 4-7. Their next match is Friday against Austin as they kick off the weekend with Love at home. Friday night, we saw what I dubbed the best rivalry in League One, Love Houston versus Love Atlanta, with Houston winning in 5 sets, 25-23, 25-23, 15-25, 19-25, 15-8. Houston held off the reverse sweep, something that they just did to Atlanta last week, and are now 3-0 against Atlanta this season. Opposite Jordan Thompson was player of the match, finishing with 14 points from 13 kills and a block. She also had 9 digs. JT's biggest impact came in the 5th set, where she had 4 kills and this big block.
Oh, what a block! It's down and in!
Despite her impactful plays, Jordan did not think she deserved the Player of the Match honors and said so after the match, citing teammate Jess Merzick, who helped get her out of her own head.
At one point, Jess was like, bro, you have to stop looking like you're not a 2-time Olympian. I was like, girl, I'm trying my best out here, but it is rough tonight. But I think, like, you have to just keep playing through it and know that it's going to come. Like, I've been playing for I don't know how many years now. I'm going to have rough games. I think we all do. But just thankfully, I have amazing teammates who continue to support me in the rough moments.
It was a rough match for both teams, as Houston only hit 186 with 1 ace and 11 serving errors, and Atlanta hit 216 with 7 aces and 12 errors. Ultimately, Houston was able to come back and come out on top, which leads us to Saturday's doubleheader, which both teams participated in. We start with Atlanta versus Love Salt Lake in another 5-set battle, with Atlanta holding on to win this match 25-17, 23-25, 25-18, 23-25, 15-11. Atlanta isn't a stranger to these long matches. This was their 3rd 5-setter in 4 matches and 6th all season. And despite playing in one 20 hours earlier, Atlanta showed that they can persevere. Kelsey Robinson-Cook was named player of the match thanks to her season-best 18 kills and team-high 21 digs.
Robinson, perfect ball in transition.
Atlanta has a 2-game lead over Houston with only 3 games left to play, so they've secured one of the top 2 spots in the Love Finals, which rewards teams with a bye. Their next match is Saturday in Omaha against Love Austin. Salt Lake is 5-7 with 4 more games to play. Their next match is home on Thursday against White Hot Madison. The last match in Week 10 was the Battle of Texas, with Houston defeating Love Austin in 4 sets, 27-25, 25-18, 19-25, 25-22. Houston improved to 3-1 over their cross-state rival, and after a tight first set, the 2 teams each showed their strengths, alternating who would win over the next 3 sets. Austin opposite Madison Skinner had 23 kills, tying her season high, and middle Chiaka Ogbagu hit 400 with 10 kills. But despite their best efforts, Houston still managed to battle back for the win. Jordan Thompson had another great performance, amassing 19 kills, 3 blocks, 11 digs, and an assist. But it was outside Jess Merzick who earned player of the match with 14 kills, including the game winner.
Touched and down. Houston comes back in the fourth.
With the season nearing the end, Jess shared how they're going to keep improving and fighting to stay ahead.
As we get deeper into the season and going into the finals, we know every team and they know us, so it's about who's going to do the little things better more consistently.
Both teams' next matches are against Omaha during the weekend with Love, with Austin playing Friday night and Houston getting the first match of Saturday's doubleheader. Well, we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, Love Salt Lake Skylar Fields and Sophie Fischer join me to talk about learning from the vets on their team, what their experience has been like this first season, who on Salt Lake is the best cook, and so much more. Stay tuned. We are back, and we're excited to have Love Salt Lake's Sophie Fischer and Skylar Fields on the pod today. Sophie hails from Fort Mill, South Carolina, and had a stellar collegiate career at the University of Georgia as a middle blocker, where she earned a spot on the AVCA All-Southeast Region team and the 2024 All-SEC team, her third All-SEC honor. She was also named the 2023 SEC Player of the Year. And before joining the Bulldogs, she was part of the national championship team at the University of Kentucky in 2020. Sophie is one of the Love Six going straight from the college game to the pros, but she's had experience on the international stage representing the U.S. women's national team at the 2024 NORCECA Pan American Cup Final Six, where she helped secure a silver medal. And Skylar is an opposite hitter from Missouri City, Texas, who is a 3-time All-American. She earned 2 while at USC and 1 while at Texas. In fact, she is one of only 13 Trojans to earn multiple first-team All-America certificates. Skylar's international experience dates back to 2016 when she won silver at the NORCECA U19 Championship as a member of the U.S. Youth National Team. She also won gold at the 2018 NORCECA U20 Championship. And Skylar has also played professionally in Italy. Now they're both playing for Love Salt Lake, and they're here on the podcast. Sophie, Skylar, welcome to Serving Pancakes.
Yes,
Thanks for having us.
Very excited to have you two. How long have you been friends?
We weirdly have known each other for a really long time.
Yeah.
So I'm from South Carolina, and I actually was originally committed to UNC, and her sister played there. And so her sister, I think, became friends with my sister because they would do camps.
Yeah.
And then we were introduced, and then just seeing each other at club tournaments, I guess. And then we've kind of just kept in touch ever since.
Right.
So it's cool ending up in the same place and living together now.
Did you have any idea you two were going to be playing together in the pros?
Not originally. I kind of, just was in contact with Sophie, what are you going to be doing after college? She's I'm thinking about going pro. And I was we need a middle. And then it worked out perfectly. And so she came to Salt Lake, and it was great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How has your experience been so far with Love?
It's been good, honestly. Like you mentioned, I played in Italy last season. So I graduated college, and then I went into the end of their season, so it was 3 months there, and it was really challenging, but I think it really helped push me and shape me as not only just a player, but a person as well. And I think that just being able to come home and play high-level volleyball in the United States has been something that we're very fortunate to have, because a lot of people do go overseas to get that high-level type of volleyball, but I think having that competition here has been super helpful, and then getting to play with and against some of the best players in the world, it's been amazing.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. I don't have any international professional experience, but I think it's really cool that I got an opportunity to play at a super high level with great teammates on my team in the United States for my first year of professional volleyball, and then also just learning from great middles in my position too. So I'm really enjoying it.
Now, Sophie, you came straight from college. Skylar, like we said, that you got to play in Italy for a year. So what made you guys ultimately want to join and play for Love?
I think for me, I just had a great opportunity and good coaching. We have Tama and Bruno, who are incredible coaches, and then in my position, Haley Washington and Tori Dixon and Serena Gray, both all great middles and stuff who I can learn a bunch from, and then just being able to play in the United States too. So I feel there was just so many more pros than cons, which they say earn my stripes. But I think that this is a great almost dipping my toe in the water, but also getting a super high level of competition without having to go overseas. So
for me, I think just being able to be a part of history, kind of start the league, open it up, and also just like Sophie said, is just being around really great people and You know, we have a great staff, but also a really good team. Great people off the court as well, so it really helps. I think they have put us under their wings. We're kind of like the freshest, like literally the children on the team. So I think it's been super helpful to have like great people around us helping push us every day. And then also, if people have been keeping up with the league, you can see anybody can win on any night. So I think having that level of competition is super cool because, you know, like in Italy and Turkey, it's like the top 6 teams are killing the rest of the league. So it's nice to have each team, like the levels be kind of the same. So that way, like I said, anyone can win on any given night. So it's good to have to bring your A game every night.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Now, you guys said it, you guys are the babies on the team. Have you found like a mentor, someone who has taken you under their wing to kind of show you the ropes of like this world of professional volleyball with, you know, these Olympians on your team and throughout the league?
For me, especially like Haley Washington, because whenever I came in, like she was not really able to play as much, so she really took me under her wing, and like I feel like I was annoying her with questions, but she was very welcome to them and wanted to be doing something. So it was really nice to have her, and then all the other middles in my position too. But then even playing with Jordan Poulter, I think that she provides a bunch of like high level IQ, and so yeah, it's just a great kind of fit.
Yeah, for sure. I'd also say Poulter for me, having your setter like, you know, give you the confidence and just telling you to like go get it. But also I think the other opposite on my team, Haiti, she's been really helpful for me because she's played opposite her whole career. I'm just getting into it. So just, you know, getting some insight from her on what to do in certain situations has been super helpful for me.
Mm-hmm. We had Haley and Jordan on the podcast. Jordan I got to interview back in California over the summer before the Olympics. Haley came on right around Halloween, actually, because her background was all decked up for her Halloween party. So I have a good understanding of their personalities and, you know, who they are as people. Have they shown you their, like, true colors off the court with, like, Jordan's guitar piano playing and Haley's book reading and all of that?
Yes,
yeah.
We know them in and out. They're 2 great people. They're hilarious.
They're so funny.
Yeah, they're honestly great.
Yeah, Haley's actually gotten me into reading. And
Really?
I'm really not a big reader, but I'm on my 2nd book now. So
Congratulations! What have you read?
I read The Silent Patient. And
I
so
read that.
Yeah, she let me choose that one. But then once I finished that one, she was like, okay, I'm going to pick this one from you. And now it's Misery by Stephen King.
Ooh.
It's like scary, but she said it's a great book, so I'm just gonna. It's good so far, actually. I'm pretty deep in it. I'm like 100 pages, and I started 2 days ago, so that's good for me.
Both kind of like a horror psychological thriller books right there that she's given you. Is that your genre?
Yeah, I mean that's probably. I need something a little bit thrilling. Like I don't really want to like. Love stories are beautiful and amazing, but I'll fall asleep if I read that. Like that's not my thing. I need something a little bit like action, keep me reading. So
Sophie, I got a whole bookshelf of books that I could recommend to you because that is literally like all I read.
This is kind of like I think I'm starting to like it. So drop some. I think so. So drop some recommendations.
Will do. What about you, Sky? Are you a reader?
Yeah, I actually started reading, I think, like during my first professional season just because I had so much downtime. So yeah, I'm into reading too. I also we have a team full of readers, so I've just been taking like recommendations from my teammates on books that they've read and, you know, just picking those up and reading them. I'm actually not reading anything right now. I'm gonna take The Silent Patient from Sophie and we'll go from there.
Yeah. I think you'll like that one. I remember my mind was kind of like when I finished that one. I want to go back to the team. I want to talk more about like your off the field ventures and all that kind of stuff, but I want to do that a little later. I want to go back to just love Salt Lake right now. You know, you mentioned Coach Tama and Bruno. What is it like having them as coaches? Tama was also on the podcast, you know, a few months ago, and she's just so cool and calm and collected. Is she like that as a coach too?
Yes, she really is. Yeah. She's super calm, cool, and collected, and I think that it's nice to have that from a coach because, you know, as athletes, and we just sometimes get super tense. So having a coach who's been where we want to be, competed at the highest levels, and then also just being able to give back to us, I think she's done a great job relaying information but not letting her emotions get into it, so that way we can hear the message that she's saying but not feel a certain type of way. And then Bruno, on the other hand, he's a great contrast. I think he brings a lot of energy for our team, and he shoots it straight, which we need sometimes, you know, and I think he's just great. I think everyone needs a Bruno in their life because even when he's not coaching, he's just goofing around, and you need that sometimes. You need a little light in the gym, so he's been great.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they both like so clearly like care about us so much as people too, and not just as athletes. I think that's rare to find at the professional level, sometimes even in college. But yeah, I think that they're both incredible, and like you said, like everyone needs a Bruno. He's no matter what day it is, he's always like joking around. But I mean, he has a very serious
he is.
Get the ball, bro. Like block the ball, bro.
He's like, come on, bro.
Do it, bro.
Bro's his favorite word.
But yeah, they're both incredible. So.
Oh, that's amazing. Now, as of this recording, Salt Lake has won 3 of their last 4 matches, including the last 2. So how are you ladies feeling about that, especially with only a few more weeks left in the regular season?
Hey, winning always feels good, right? But I think we've kind of turned a new leaf here, just trying to focus on one day at a time and taking advantage of the day. I think that's kind of helped shift our focus and not really look too far ahead and, think about the end of the season or like the end of the season tournament, where we're standing right now. I think that just being where our feet are has really helped our team progress, day to day in practice. And then when it comes to the match, just taking what we do throughout the week and implementing it into the match.
Yeah, I agree. I think just taking it one day at a time and kind of, we've been seeing each day as like another opportunity to just get better and improve and just fine tune some things. And I think it's looking good for us so far.
Have you guys, and now I've asked this question, or it's come up in conversation with some of the other girls I've interviewed, but this idea of like a rivalry or rivals, they say it's a little tough because everyone's so supportive of each other and for the most part really like each other. Have you found that you do have a rivalry on the court, especially at this point where we're, 10 weeks into the season, you've seen each other, like you've played each other a lot. Is there any sort of rivalry that you have yet?
Honestly, I think it's tough because like you said, like League One is all about like love and like supporting women and all that stuff. So I think it's like tough to have a rivalry like that, but obviously we have teams who we want to kind of lose a couple more games so that we could get up there a little bit more. But it's out of no like deep rivalry. It's kind of just for like ranking standpoints. You don't want to see anyone fail, but at the same time we would like to get up there. Right. So, but I wouldn't exactly call it a rivalry, but maybe as more teams come in here, we'll get some more rivalries.
Well, for me, I'm just kidding. But honestly, I think just people that I've played with before, I think that kind of is like, okay, well, we kind of know each other, but like, let's see what we can do now on this stage. That kind of gets me going. I just love competition. So honestly, like, even playing against some of the vets, like Jordan Larson, Kelsey Cook, like, I really like that because I think that challenges me as a blocker and as a hitter to see what I can do against some of the best players in the world. So it's been super cool to play against those players. But I think, honestly, like, I have a rivalry with everyone. Sorry, we want to win, so yeah.
Well, Skylar, I mean, you're having a great season so far. As of this recording, you're second on Salt Lake in points. What do you attribute your success to?
I'd say just my teammates trusting me, trusting the training that we put in. I think that we do a really good job of pushing each other in the practice gym, and I think that forces me to have to do the same thing in the matches. I think that now, like you said, we've 10 weeks into the season. I think teams are starting to watch more film. You're playing against people, so they're starting to know your tendencies a little bit more. So I think that having to switch up what I'm doing in the practice gym will also help me just do that in matches too, because my teammates are knowing me, and I'm pretty sure everybody else in the league is starting to figure out what it is that I like to do. So I think just having those tools in my toolkit to help me switch things up.
And Sophie, you said that, you're still earning your stripes. So what are you doing week in and week out to improve? I'm
a very technical person, so I usually have like 1 to 4 things maybe. Depending on what day it is that I just like really try to focus on and hone in on. So just kind of trying to take steps to get to where other people are around me. So yeah, I'm just trying to focus on more of like little things that maybe like Haley has had down pat for like years now, and same with Tori. And Serena's young, but she's really good, and just things that she's learned and just learning off of them too is something I'm really trying to do.
Now, also at the time of this recording, so Salt Lake is second in points, kills, blocks, and assists, third in aces, and in most of those categories, Atlanta stands at the top of them. I know you said there's not really rivalries, but part of me is kind of thinking Atlanta's someone that you guys want to knock off. Also, they are first in the league at this time. But, you know, there's still a few weeks, as we've said, in the season. So what does your team need to do as a whole to get past Houston, who's now in second, and Atlanta, who's still leading at the top?
Honestly, I think, like we said, just kind of taking it day in and day out, focusing one day at a time. I'm not really sure if we win out our games, if it's even possible to get to first place. But I mean, right now, like, we don't really want to peak right now. We kind of want to wait. I mean, keep getting better as the season goes on, but it all matters at the end of the season tournament. So I think that as we continue to take advantage of each day and each opportunity that we get, I think that it'll help us prepare to get to where we want to be at the end of the season.
Now, you guys get to play in Salt Lake in week 11, and then the last week of the regular season, you have Weekend of Love in Salt Lake. So what's it like playing over there and in front of those fans?
We love it.
Yeah.
We're in the slick, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, I personally love our gym, probably out of every other gym that we've played in, just because it's smaller, so like the environment is a lot more intimate, and like, I don't know, there might be, how many people do you think is in there, like when it's sold out?
Maybe like 3,500.
Yeah, but it feels like a million people are in there. Like, it just, the fans are so good,
Yeah.
and it's just a small environment, so it's really fun to play there. And also, like, we're not traveling, so it makes it really nice to see. But yeah, I love playing in Salt Lake.
Yeah, I agree. I wasn't really sure what to expect, playing here in Salt Lake City, but I think that our fans have done a great job coming out and supporting us. But they also are very interactive with the game, and as we found out at a lot of other gyms, the crowds are not like that at all. I think we have the most interactive fans, so it's been super nice to have them behind us when we're, doing well. They're getting rowdy and helping disrupt the other team that we're playing, so it's been really nice to have them support us. I think they're super excited to have us back at home next week, and then at the end of the season, it's going to be a great way to go out.
It's funny because Haley told me when I interviewed her that what she really wants to see this season was the fans not treat this like a tennis match where it's like silent as it goes back and forth and then the crowd cheers at the end of a point or whatever. She's like, I want them to know that volleyball is like fun and intense, and you're seeing that, right?
Yeah, for
absolutely.
sure.
Like, I mean, we have our little chance that we do, and like we don't have to start it for them anymore. Like, they're on it, and they really get into it, so we love them.
Have you had any fun interactions with fans?
Yeah, we've done club pro integration. So like a lot of the girls from our club team, we get to see them when we go to their club practices. But also just like after the game, getting to interact with them, exchange bracelets, sign autographs, take pictures with them. They've been super cute. So just getting to talk to them, has been really nice because I feel like everybody wants to, meet their favorite player, get to take a picture with them. So I think that for us to be able to do that for them is like makes it more exciting for them, and then also makes them want to come back because they're like, okay, like she actually poured into me, so like I want to go support their team and just keep going.
We're obviously super grateful for like them coming, so we want to invest in those relationships. And I do think like the little things of just like taking a picture and like signing a ball or like whatever like means a lot to them, because I know that like whenever I was younger, if this was going on, that would be like super cool.
Has it hit you? I know that you guys have experienced this in college with this idea of, like women's volleyball, women's sports in general, but like especially women's volleyball is on this rise. There's a lot more fans. There's a lot more people paying attention. There's a lot more girls who play at these club levels who look up to you. Has it kind of hit you that like you are this face of this movement?
I mean, it's not something that I really think about, but like when I actually do sit down and like think about it, I'm like, wow, like we really are making a huge impact. And I think just from seeing the support for the league from the beginning of it, because it dates all the way back to like 2019 when they started planning it. I think just having all of the support from everybody around is really just put into perspective to us how big this really is. This really is a huge deal, and a lot of people didn't think it was possible. So for us to be exceeding expectations has been awesome, and I think that we're seeing that with people showing up to matches, whether they're home matches, away matches, even at the Love Classic, where we had at the same place the club tournament was. I think just having it in places where people are has been super good, and I think that we're attracting a lot of more fans, not people who are like playing the sport, but like people who've never heard of volleyball. I know especially in Salt Lake City, a lot of people are like, oh, like volleyball, like I really like volleyball, but like now that we have a pro team, like I'm really loving it. So I think it's been super nice to be a part of this movement, and we're grateful for it.
Yeah, I think it's also really cool, like, kind of like what you said, like, I don't just, like, think about it all the time, but when I do sit back and think on it, like, even, especially with our age and, like, how much it's grown since, like, because, like I said, like, when we were little, we didn't have anything like this, or, like, we didn't have any, like, players to really look up to or, like, follow after college, so now that we have that, I think it's just, like, super cool, and, like, I wish that I had that when I was younger, and, like, whenever I think of it that way, it kind of means a lot more to me. Maybe I could remind myself that more daily. But yeah, it's a really cool opportunity.
Now, going back to you guys and your, things that you like to do off the court, you personally, your hobbies and that kind of stuff. I know that you said, Sophie, you're getting into reading again, but now that you have like all this downtime, because I'm sure it's very different from playing in college, and I mean, Skylar, you experienced this in Italy. There's a lot of downtime for you guys when you play professionally. So what are you doing in your spare time when you're not playing volleyball?
Well, me and Skylar, they couldn't have roomed two better people together. We're pretty chill. We do a lot of things together too, like we go out to eat. We go hang out with friends, we'll cook.
Yeah.
Skylar's been getting into Hotworks. Don't want to speak for you.
Yeah, no, that's good, yeah.
But that's something I also might be doing soon.
Wait, what's that? Hotworks?
Yeah, Hotworks, so it's like a studio. They have like personal saunas you can go into, and you can like select what workout you want to do. So they have like cycling. I did cycling today. I actually really enjoyed it. It's my first time doing cycling. They have like hot Pilates, hot yoga, hot buns, hot core. They have like a lot of different exercises that you can choose from, but you just go in there, and I like it because it's very personal. Like you don't have to be in a class full of people, so you get to go at your own pace. You watch the video that they play in the sauna, set the sauna to your own temperature, and you kind of just go at your own pace. I really enjoy that. I'm not saying that I don't like being around people, but like when it comes to something being hot and working out, like no, like I need to be in my zone and by myself. I've really been enjoying that. I think another thing that we do a lot is our teammates cook for each other, so we'll like do dinner at someone's house. So it's been really nice, especially for the girls who like actually live in Utah. It's been really cool to like go to the different parts of Utah and like see where they live and like, just like experience like their life, because one thing in Italy or like just playing overseas is like we're like foreigners, so like these people have their own life going on. But it's nice because here our teammates who are from Utah and like have a house and stuff, like we get to see their life outside of it. So it's nice to just experience that and not just see them in practice, like see what they do outside of, the gym. But it's been cool. I mean, honestly, like I'm down to do whatever, but also I'm down to do nothing at all. So it just depends on the day. We like to do some activities. It's starting to get warm outside, so we'll probably be going to the parks more. It's super beautiful here. So getting some cool views and stuff, just like, chilling. Honestly.
Yeah, we're really chilling. We used to go shopping together,
Yeah.
but we're not allowed to do that anymore.
Yeah, no more.
We're just bad influences on each other. Like I would be like, Sky, this is so cute. Like, should I get it? She's like, yeah. And then I'm like, okay. And then she asked me the question, yeah. And the next thing you know, we keep saying yeah. And somebody should have said no.
Yeah.
But we stopped going shopping together.
Yeah, we don't shop. Yeah, we don't shop as much. Yeah. But one thing that we also do enjoy is going to the farmers market on Saturday. It's like downtown, so they actually kind of know us by name now, just because we're there every weekend when we can be getting our particular items, whether it's kombucha, sourdough bread. They have different flavors. We get salsas, kimchi, butter, just all kinds of things. So we enjoy the farmers market as well.
That's amazing. Okay, I have a few follow-up questions. First, do you guys watch Parks and Recreation?
I've seen some episodes before, but I haven't watched it like fully through.
So 2 of the characters, Donna Meagle and Tom Haverford, do this thing called treat yourself. So one day a year, they treat themselves and they go to the mall or they do whatever they want and they treat themselves and get whatever they want. And I feel like you guys need to do that. If you're bad influences on each other, designate one day.
Yeah, one day out of the month.
One of the month.
For weeks.
We go, oh, you want to go to the mall for practice?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go.
Going back to the cooking, I'm going to make you guys, call out somebody, but who is the best cook on your team?
Haiti
Casanova, literally.
Ooh, what does she make that's so good?
We call it comida cubana, and it's Cuban food. And so she'll have us over and she'll cook Cuban food, and it's just like, it's actually my favorite meal. Like, I don't think, like, if I could choose any meal death row, it would be comida cubana. Not
Only
that
by
I'm
Haiti.
going to death row, but
Right.
only by Haiti. But it's like, it's meat, like kind of like a roast. It's like meat, potatoes, olives, rice, beans, yuca,
and plantains.
And it's just like, it's so good.
It's a comfort meal. It's home cooked. It's made with love. Like, she really puts her foot into it.
Yeah.
We just had it recently, a couple days ago, but this time she invited us over to watch her cook it. So we got the recipe down and we helped her like prep everything and cook everything. So like, I was like, wow, like it's a lot of work that goes into it, but like now I see why it tastes so good is because she makes everything from scratch. Like, she doesn't use anything. Yeah, everything is from scratch, and we're gonna make the meal one day for her. Well, we're gonna tip too, but we have the recipe now and we know how she does it. So yeah, we're excited.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It's made with love, for real.
It was.
And what's the best thing that you guys make? Sourdough bread with butter from the farmer's market.
We make steak and potatoes a lot.
Yeah.
And we like make potatoes pretty crispy.
Yeah.
Like garlic steak bites and potatoes. I feel like that's kind of our go-to. We haven't done it in a while because of traveling and stuff, but
And then also we do like a spicy vodka pasta and like some like crispy breaded chicken. So like that's those are 2 standard meals that if we're gonna cook, like we're probably eating one of those 2 meals for sure.
The vodka pasta is the chicken is just really good.
All right, ladies, one last question I want to ask you guys. You know, with 4 weeks in the regular season left and the finals to come, what are you looking forward to the rest of this season, this inaugural season?
Honestly, I think just seeing what we can do. I think that we have had really high highs and some pretty low lows. So I think just pushing ourselves and, you know, seeing where we can take it. It's obviously the first year of this league. So, you know, wanting to do our best and like put an emphasis on continuing to grow this league and show people that this volleyball can be high level. I mean, obviously everybody wants to win. And so when it comes down to that, we will do our best to try and do that. But I think just taking everything that we can from this experience. I mean, it's been 6 months, and it will have been the fastest 6 months of my life. I spent 3 months in Italy, and I thought I was there for 3 years. So I think that just being able to enjoy every second of this, because it's going to be a long time until the team is reunited again, until the next season starts. So I think that just being able to take every single day and not take anything for granted.
Yeah, obviously taking every day as an opportunity, but I'm really excited to see, like, I still don't think we've peaked yet as a team,
Right.
So I'm excited to see when we peak, and I feel like we're going to peak at the right moment, and just being able to do it together. And like you said, like, it's going to be a long time till we see each other again, so just like cherishing those moments with each other.
Well, Skylar, Sophie, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching Serving Pancakes. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. You can also listen to the podcast version on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.